Welcome to the What Women Weighs Women Talk series, where women share what they weigh. To weigh is to evaluate in the mind and consider carefully, arriving at an opinion, decision, or choice. What Women Weigh is your venue to promote you and your weight in life.
That's a good question. And the reason why I say that is because I wear so many hats. And for a long time, I guess since I probably was around 22 years old, I've been trying to find her because that was that was when my first child was born. So I've been mom for many years. Being in ministry, I wear titles in ministry. Being extended mom, everyone's godmother and mom. So it's just so many hats, so many Miss Richardson. I'm in a place right now where that's who I'm trying to find again, myself. Now, I can tell you who I was from a child to maybe that age of 22, fun-loving, just loving life, which I still do. Nothing is taken away from that because I guess I'll be who I am, but just to really define who I am at this age that I am and to kind of explore a little bit more of what I want and what my goals are, I'm still working on that. So I'm still a work in progress. And what I weigh, well, I can tell you what I weigh physically or what I weigh as far as a worth. I think I'm worth a lot. I'm worth, everything that God says I'm worth. He speaks about it in Proverbs about, being a virtuous woman and having, rubies and diamonds and all of that. I'm valuable. I value my life, and I'm very valuable. I recall one day just staring out in the window, outside the window one day, just by myself in the kitchen, just staring out, and my mother walks in and she says to me, you don't have to take on the world. Just relax, be a kid, because I was always serious and always had a wonder in my mind of wonder how that work or wonder what this is, curious. And I guess she saw that on me and just kind of like, no, you don't have to do that. So that always stuck with me, because she was paying attention not only to my consciousness, my emotions, my outward person. She was all inside of me, and that stuck with me all the days of my life. So for me to be a mom in this day and time still, even though my kids are grown, I'm still conscious of their emotions and how they feeling and what's going on with them. I'm more of a mentor now, still their mom, but more of a mentor just to help them, guide them in things that they may need of me. It's amazing, and thank you so much for even asking that, because it is so amazing being an extended mother. With all my extended children, they call me godmother or ma, just like my kids. I mean, when I say I have a whole lot of children, it's amazing. And do you know what they love about me that I don't understand, even my own self, is my sternness. I'm a little rough, because I don't believe in children talking back and standing toe-to-toe with adults and grown-ups, and I'm strictly old school when it comes to that. And I remember mom and dad, just the backhand, you get that backhand or you get that look. You get the look first, and if the look don't work, then you know what's coming next. I have that, I guess, that look, and they love it. They just love the look, the sternness, and everything. And most of them come to me and they say, I wish I had a mom like you. And it's so amazing to me when I ask them why. And they said, because even though you're stern and you're rough, I feel the love and I feel that you care. And I guess because they grew up with their parents as friends or buddies or just people to hang out with, they don't have the motherhood, the real motherhood, the teachings, the what I spoke about earlier, that being incited, on what's going on exactly with that child. And most kids today, they're looking for that. They want someone to really know them, and we have to be able to listen. We have to be able to listen and then let them speak, have their say, and then, with wisdom, be able to answer, their questions. And they're looking for that. To this day, my family is still growing. To this day. There's not one of my children's friends don't call me mom, and that's the God's honest truth. My parents were my teachers, and, they were involved in the community. A lot of things that happened in the community. We used to fight for street lights and fight for the hospitals to be open and fight for this, fight for that. So, you're a product of your environment. And my environment was always community. Everything around us was community, people, and the families. We made up they call it the village, and we were all there. We did a lot of community outings for fun and community outings to get things done in the community. We stuck together as a community, and it was just the best. I wouldn't take anything from my childhood. It was just the best, and I'm grateful because I see the path. And that path led to what I'm doing right now, and that will always be a part of my testimony. Oh, I loved motherhood. I thank God for motherhood. It really gave me a security, stability, just kept me in a place of always being aware, what's going on with my children, just wanting to be the best that I can be as far as a mother goes. And, again, not only with my children, but with all children, but focusing on my children. I was so in love with my children and just having them that I wanted to be around them all the time. And I know when I first started having kids, I stayed home with my oldest until she was ready to go to preschool. So, even as they grew and got older and I started having more kids, and when it was time for my last 3 to go to school, I went to school with them. I sure did. I went right in that school system, and I watched them all the way until they got out of the public school and graduated. I was right there. So I was home when they were home. I was at every play, every football game, every recital. I had kids in sports and kids in music. I just went all the way, and even when they went to college, we were there supporting them in college, and we were there. We were there, lugging them and dragging them, but even my jobs, working, I would make sure my jobs were equipped where if I couldn't be home with them, that I was able to take them with me. I had to pay attention. And to this day, I can pinpoint every point of my kids' life. Even though they're growing into full-grown adults now, I can still see some of the traits. But it's motherhood to me is just a love. You just got to want to be a mother. You have to want to be a mother, and it's a love. You automatically fall in love when you see those little fingers and those hands and those eyes. You fall in love, and it just changes your life completely. What you was doing yesterday, you don't want to do again. It just your whole focus changes. That's basically it. Oh, precious. There's no other word. It's just, God calls all children blessings, and they are just that. And you can feel the blessing. You can just feel whatever blessings mean is all rolled up into that child. Mm-hmm. It's all rolled up into that child because you are the creator. We know God created the child, but when that child is born, it's almost like a blank sheet of paper. And now you got to connect every dot to that child's life until they become an adult and they can fly on their own. So I always tell people what you put in is what you're going to get out. We go back to the community. Oh, gosh. My dream community center. Please hear me, someone. Hear me, hear me, hear me. My dream community center is a 24-hour community center. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. That is my dream center. And I will move in it to keep it open and give up my home, whatever. Just make sure I have a shower in the bed. I'm good to go. My dream center. 24-hour community center. And I say that because I believe we can get more done if we had more community centers and even churches open all day, every day. And I guess I have to go back to childhood because that's what we had. We had community centers open at night, during the day. You know, the clubs didn't have all of us. The streets didn't have all of us. And I feel like this, where I come from, the city never sleeps. So if the city never sleeps and there's always something to do, it don't always have to be in the negative. We had, you know, pools that were open at night and community centers that were open at night, and they were all positive. Today's children, they have nothing to do. I feel like if we can open up more community centers, more churches, develop programs to grab the interest of these children, sit them down, find out what they want to do that's positive. Nowadays, everything is the music world or movies or sports. So we can come up, we as older people or pioneers, we can come up with programs and don't always have to put a fee to it, you know, because we're working on something. And what we should be working on is capturing that young person's mind, their inner man, their soul, so that they won't have to be a statistic. And I'm always on that line of thinking, how can I prevent a young person from going to jail or falling through the cracks with their education? I know if the money comes, or favor, because favor could outweigh the money, doors open to where we can be the role model place where everyone would come and see and do the same thing. 24 hours, just helping and training and teaching and building and encouraging and uplifting and just having, you know, young and old. Some older people may have missed it in their life, and they can come and they can return back to where they left off at. We want everything in place, even life skills. A lot of people have not been taught how to bank, how to handle their money, how to go and purchase a home, and we can teach those things. I have these people already in place. We're just waiting for that opportunity to open up a dream center, you know, and get people off the streets, transitional homes, and for those that are homeless, to help them build themselves back up, give them an address so that they can go get a job. There's so many of them out there. The homeless population is not all those that just don't care about life and never did nothing with their life. There's a lot of them out there that had a life, but they fell on hardship, and now they don't know how to get back up again. And all they're asking for is a helping hand. And most of them just need an address so that they can go and find themselves a job. That's so dear to my heart. I don't know if you hear me filling up, but it's very dear, that dream center. And that's what it is for me.